Hello everyone, welcome back to a special video. Today we will learn about the celebration of Christmas. Christmas is quite unique in Naples and the south of Italy. The celebration has many traditions that date back to around 1,000 years ago and then spread around most of the world. Before we get started, we always remind you to click on the top of this video for more lessons. Having said that, let's begin. In Italy, Christmas holidays start from the 24th of December to the 6th of January. However, the first day that announces the Christmas period is the 8th of December, the day of the Immaculate Conception. Then the Advent, a period of 4 Sundays from the 11th to the 25th of December. During this period, people prepare themselves for Christmas, one of the most important celebrations of Christianity, that celebrates the birth of baby Jesus in the stable in Bethlehem. The first celebrations of Christmas date back to 354 AD, when Pope Liberio proposed to replace the cult of the sun, called by the pagans Mitra, with Jesus, one that represented light of the world for the people. During the Christmas period, in the towns and cities, the churches, the streets, the squares, and the shops, they are all decorated for Christmas. Trees, flowers, baubles, and very colourful decorations cheer the atmosphere for the joy of adults and children. In every house, the Christmas tree is decorated with lights and baubles, usually a fir tree that symbolises immortality. On the side of it, we have the nativity scene, presepe in Italian and in Neapolitan, a special exhibition of artistic objects or a play representing the birth of Jesus. The term presepe, nativity, derives from the Latin praesepe and it means stable. Though the first official nativity was 1223, when St. Francis celebrated the birth of Jesus with a live nativity, the city of Naples had already had a nativity tradition that dates back to the 11th century, before the birth of St. Francis. The Neapolitan crib was spread from the 18th century, and for centuries, in the Christmas period, people from every social class and all ages crowd the workshops of San Gregorio Armeno Street and the little streets around Naples, looking for cork, musk, little houses and figurines that will serve to set up the crib for each family. Furthermore, some little towns have their own live representation of nativity when they are generally having a Christmas festival during the period before Christmas, with markets and artistic lights. Another typical southern Italian tradition is the coming of the Zampognari. They are men dressed as shepherds who are equipped with bagpipes, who come down from the mountains playing Christmas music. They go from door to door playing traditional Christmas songs like Silent Night, Jingle Bells, White Christmas, etc. And sometimes they receive a tip for the intense and beautiful moment that they share with people. According to tradition, Christmas Eve dinner should not contain meat. In Naples and the south of Italy, a popular dish is eel or capitone, European big eel, or bacala, salt cod. On the evening of Christmas Eve, family and friends get together for the traditional fish dinner that appears in every dish, from antipasti, which is seafood salad, croutons with butter and anchovy, to first meals, pescatora risotto, vongole spaghetti, to the seconds, baked sea bass and fried fish. Some families, after dinner, follow the tradition of going to church for the midnight mass. Others prefer to stay at home and wait for the coming of Christmas with Panettone or Pandoro and spumante, a type of Italian sparkling wine, and champagne, and they drink it until the countdown for Christmas or New Year's. Talking about what we just mentioned, panettone is a typical Italian Christmas cake with raisins and candied fruit, originally from Milan, but widespread throughout the territory. It typically has a cylindrical base that ends in a dome shape. The origins of panettone sometimes fade into legend. The name panettone perhaps derives from pan del ton, with reference to one of the most believed legends about the origins of this dessert, which was allegedly created by a scullery boy named Tony at the service of Duke Ludovico. Pandoro, on the other hand, is a dessert, soft and golden in colour, due to the presence of eggs and the smells of vanilla. It derives from the Venetian name pan d'oro, which means golden cake, and the shape is truncated with star-shaped reliefs, usually with 8 points and covered with icing sugar and advisable to serve warm. Pandoro is often sold in cardboard boxes with icing sugar in a separate bag that buyers may have to pour the icing sugar onto the cake when they open it, and then shake it to spread the icing sugar all over the cake. After the countdown to Christmas, the family gets together and sings the hymn, "From starry skies thou comest," while the youngest of the family puts a statue of baby Jesus in the grotto. Some days before the 25th of December, Italian children write a letter to Santa Claus in which they ask for some gift, and in exchange they promise to be good and obedient for all of the year. Christmas morning, as soon as they wake up, children open their presents, and at that moment the celebration starts. Then they spend most of the day playing with their various toys that Father Christmas brought them. The adults prefer not to receive gifts but an amount of money to give to charity. Around 3 in the afternoon, the family gets together again for the big Christmas dinner. Naples and the south of Italy, generally for the first meal, prepare lasagna, and for the second meal, roast beef or another type of meat with potatoes. They then follow with fried food, cheese and dry or fresh fruit. Naturally, typical desserts of this celebration are not missing on any tables, like Panettone and Pandoro, accompanied by torrone, struffoli, calzoncelli, and regional delicacies prepared in every area. Torrone is a sweet composed of egg whites, honey and sugar, stuffed with toasted almonds, walnuts, peanuts or hazelnuts, often covered with 2 layers of icing paper. In Benevento, one of the main cities in Campania, the Torrone tradition dates back to the Samnite era, and the Torrone festival takes place there annually. Nowadays, the Torrone is produced by different regions and in different variants, like the classic one covered in chocolate. On the side of the main dessert we have struffoli and calzoncelli. Struffoli are typical sweets of Neapolitan cuisine. The dessert is made up of numerous balls of dough, fried in oil or lard and wrapped in hot honey and decorated with coloured sprinkles called minoliki or diavolili, which means little devils in Neapolitan. Then, calzoncelli, also known as pasticelli di Natale, are cakes prepared in the entire region of Campania, especially around Salerno, Sannio Beneventano and Irpinia. They are small fried cakes filled with mashed chestnuts, chocolate paste, and local products like pine nuts, dried pears, cocoa, coffee, fragrances, all mixed into sugar. The pasticelli's rim is irregular and can have different shapes. The most common ones are squares, stars and circles. At the end of the dinner, kids recite a Christmas poem for the joy of their grandparents, parents, aunties and uncles. Then people spend time playing traditional games like tombola, mercanti in fiera, which means merchant at the fair, and Neapolitan card games. Tombola, the classic game that we all know, comes from Naples. The game features 90 numbered tiles that are placed inside a wicker basket, small boards with random numbers on them, and a big board on which all the numbers from 1 to 90 are shown. Each of the 90 numbers has a different symbol. Some of the symbols are a little risque. They are hidden as a double meaning, because the game involves children at times. After Christmas Day, celebrations continue into following days, where people get together and play Christmas games. On New Year's Eve, families get together again for dinner and watch live concerts on television until midnight. Some young people prefer to attend concerts in person, going to their own city centre and drinking till New Year's. At midnight, people celebrate New Year's with firecrackers, bonfires and fireworks, drinking champagne and admiring the fireworks for hours. In the following days, holidays don't end until the 6th of January, Epiphany's Day or Befana. In fact, a typical figure of Italian Christmas folklore is the Befana. depicted as an old witch on a broom who appears as a bearer of gifts in the night between the 5th and the 6th of January, the day of the Epiphany, according to tradition. This old woman carries sweets inside of a stocking to good children and charcoal to bad children, and she leaves the stocking on the side of the children's bed or fireplace. Finally, celebrations end. Like an Italian expression says, after Epiphany's Day, all the celebrations go away. We hope you liked the video and have a great Christmas. Thanks for watching the video. Please leave a like, comment on our video with your thoughts, opinions and questions, and subscribe to our channel so we can continue to make great content and keep you up to date with new videos. See you soon. Merry Christmas.